Mia. So I am going to show you how to create a pop-up as well as how to set it up to display on specific pages. I already created a pop-up, just did it now. You'll see it here under JetPops under the dashboard when you're logged in. Just go to all pop-ups, it will be there. Just like anything else that's on the website, you can go to edit with Elementor in order to make changes. Okay, so now that we're in here, this is the template that I created. Just a simple subscribe. I basically grabbed the messaging from the other pages. You'll see I just grabbed the exact same form, the same form that we're using on the home page. So if you click on edit form, you can see the options here. So this is the basic, add your name, last name, email. This is the reCAPTCHA form. But if you scroll down, you'll see that there's a setting for MailChimp. So this is the actions after submit. So it collects the submissions and then it also works with MailChimp. So let's go to MailChimp and you'll see the custom API key. So that's just your key that connects with your MailChimp account. And then you also see the audience list. So you'll see all your audiences are in here. If you wanted to add a tag, so like for example, you did the peace pledge, you can add in the tag peace pledge. I'm sure it actually will pre-populate peace, or maybe not. But yeah, just put the tag in there. So if someone does actually subscribe to this or enter the form that you put on here, it will go to that specific tag. And that's really it. I mean, you could add more fields in here. The options are endless. You can add text, you can add a file upload, a number, radio buttons, a drop down, anything depending on what you're trying to do. And then if you wanted to create a form so that it gets emailed to you, you get a copy of it. So you want to go back to the actions after submit. And when you click over here, there'll be more options. So like I was saying, I don't know if it was Slack or there's one that you brought up, but there's different options. If you wanted to do email, you just click on email, and now email will be an option down here. And then you would just put in your information. So if you wanted to go to you specifically, you just put Mia at Urban Peace Institute, a different subject line, so depending on what the form is for. And then it will send you all the forms. That's what this is saying. So any form fields that are here will be sent to you. The from field, I wouldn't mess with that. If it works, I would just keep it. Reply to, again, not really necessary because it's just going to you. I would just change the to. So I'd put in you or whomever else should be receiving the form if that's the case. But yeah, so that's the form in general. Again, MailChimp options are in there. So I'm just going to back out of this. So we didn't make any changes, but I'm going to just hit save and publish. And then I'm going to go back out to the dashboard, exit to WordPress. And exit again. So now once you're out to the main screen where you go to all pop-ups, here's the one that we were just looking at. So you'll see the details for the pop-up, but this is the main part of it too. Important part is the settings. So this is going to determine where the pop-up displays, when it displays, how it displays, all that good stuff. So if you wanted to, standard is just to fade in, you can have it move up, all the different options. Open event, so once the page loads, or if someone tries exiting the page, or if they click, I don't know, anything like that, you can set on a specific date. So if you're having an event or you want to promote a message, that's also a great tool. On close, scroll at the top, I don't use those options, but you can try those. prevent page scrolling. So if you don't want them to be able to scroll while they're while the pop-up is displaying. If you want to show once, excuse me, I always suggest using this because it gets annoying to show all the time. So if you just do, you know, once a day or once a week, depending on what the pop-up is, it's a little more user-friendly and not so invasive. But that's an option. Use a close button, because if there's no close button, the user can just click off the pop-up and the pop-up will close. I'm sure you've used something similar. If you want to overlay, so if you want the background to have like a slight overlay on it, so the pop-up is very clear, that's an option as well. And then close on the overlay click. Again, just kind of not important, but it's those options are there. Let's hit save settings. And then here, let's go to visibilities. Conditions aren't selected, so let's edit that. So this is where it will actually appear. So if we click on add condition, it will be included on, let's say, the entire website, or if you want to say it's just on a specific page. So let's go to singular. Say we just want it on the Peace Pledge page. So let's go to page, and then it'll be in here. So let's find the Peace Pledge. It's not in alphabetical order. Here it is, Peace Pledge. And so that's it. And so if you did it, for example, on the entire site, and you want to just not include the Peace Pledge site, so you know, you just go to exclude, include the entire website, exclude the Peace Pledge, and then you just save conditions. I'm not going to save it because I don't want it to display anywhere that we don't want it. And that's it. So you would initially create the pop-up, make any edits to the pop-up, make sure you publish it, and then once you're out here, you can change the settings as to how you want to display, and then where you want to display on this visibility conditions. And the pop-ups are actually really easy to create. You can either go to the top and go to create new. Always go to Elementor for the page builder, name it. So let's name it test, for example. But these are your other options. So you can have a full page, full width. I always use this classic. That's pretty standard. But the options are there to create different ones. Let's close out of this. But say if you did want to create another one, maybe not for a pop-up subscribe, but something similar, you can always, when you hover over it, you'll see this option, duplicate this. So you can just duplicate it and then make your own, recreate, do what you want to do. It will be in draft mode, so until you publish it, it won't go live, which I always recommend doing. The pop-ups can get a little quirky sometimes, so if you're not using it, I would just put it in draft mode just to make sure it doesn't pop up for whatever reason. So yeah, you would just go in there, edit with Elementor, you know, change the name. Actually, let's do that. Quick edit. You can change the pop-up settings to test pop-up, for example. And just hit update. And then you just go into edit with Elementor like you do the others. And then once you're in here, you know, it doesn't have to be necessarily be a form. You can have an image, you can have a countdown, you can have, you know, anything you really want. Anything that can go on a regular page can go on. So just like the others, search for a widget. So say you want to add, you know, an image here. Easily drag and drop an image wherever you want it. You know, if you want to promote something and then have it say click through somewhere. So let's put this up there and let's remove this. So say you want to just make this a click through, you can just go to link here, custom URL, and then put in what page you want to link to. You can also edit the settings of the pop-up itself. So if we go click up here, the JetPopup settings, if you go in there, you can see a style option. And here you can change like the background container. So say you wanted the width to be smaller, you wanted, you know, a different background color, whatever, anything like that. I mean, it's all, so you can change the background color, say you want it to be black. By the way, this is a really good tool. This is your saved colors. So anytime there's a color option, this will show up your colors. So the ones I usually use for this website is the red and the black and then white or this off-white beige. But it's just helpful as opposed to putting in the color hex code every single time. So say we want the background to be that, and just delete these, you know, just for example. So now you would have just a clean pop-up that you can have display on specific pages. This image will click through. So yeah, I mean, again, options are endless. You can have, you know, you can even have a photo gallery in here. Just click and drag, put everything in there, and just make sure you hit publish and it will all get saved. And I think that's it. I know I talk fast. I hope that all made sense. Please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. But hopefully this is helpful and you can get to create some great pop-ups. Thank you.